Hi there folks, my name is George Ferry. A little bit about myself. I am a martial arts instructor, kickboxing instructor, boxing instructor, street boxing instructor. I was Commonwealth Games bronze medalist, Scottish champion, British kickboxing champion, amongst other things. So I'm doing this podcast today. I brought my friend down from Dundee, George Kerr, who to some people is a nice guy, to some people that hate him, and to some people that fear him. So he's come down from Dundee to re-story himself today, and we'll see what goes from here. And I say Dundee used to be a fantastic place. I used to run around Dundee by myself, have great fun, but it's turned out a junkie place. It's now a lot of drugs in it. But back in our day, it was a really fantastic place to be, with a lot of good hard men in Dundee, but don't hear much of them these days. Anyway, we'll go on with this show today, and I say, this is George Kerr, who can look after himself. Hey George, how are you doing? I'm glad you're along with us today. And could you tell me a wee bit about yourself? Where were you born?
Dundee, George. I've been just Dundee.
Dundee, where about in Dundee?
I'm in Kerr.
I'm in Kerr, you've been there all your life, mainly.
Yeah, I missed there.
Now tell us, when did you start boxing up?
I started with my young brother Alec. I was 13 and he was 11, I think. 11.
I remember that. Alec was really good boxer too.
And I boxed my first club was Miller's, is it?
Was your first club in
No, first one was Mackenzie's.
Oh, Mackenzie's.
Mackenzie's, never heard of it. Peabody Lane. It was a wee one hut. It was there, Mackenzie's, and had these starting shorts.
Brilliant.
And they were, you were wanting the fight to finish, because they were dead itchy, and didn't line in there.
Brilliant. I'll tell you about George. George was a fantastic boxer. Him and his brother were excellent boxers, amateurs, and George wanted to become a professional later on, before he disappeared out of my life. He was a really top-class amateur boxer, one of the best in Scotland. I was a top-class professional boxer too. Was it lightweight you boxed at?
A box amateur lightweight, and then when we went turned pro, I was welterweight.
Yeah, I remember coming to see you. I was in the Stills. I came to see that. Yeah, there was a few others there. Was Martin Overveen, Ian Watson?
Well, that was my last fight.
Yeah.
I stopped. I had 20 fights, and I stopped after 19. And then Martin Overveen says, you want to turn pro? So I went back and had my last fight.
With they guys, yeah.
And I was Martin's first in.
Yeah, I never see Martin these days. He's disappeared. Martin was another hardy guy from Dundee. He's disappeared out of face.
Yeah.
So see, we had a good amateur background, professional background, been in boxing all our days. We were all boxing, and it was great fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. I see these days, I don't have busy boxing this anymore, so MMA, which is a sport, because I teach MMA as well. And it's just a sport as far as I'm concerned. I see every day we boxed hard, fought hard, but then George disappeared into the more fighting the streets orientated and became a renowned person in Dundee for being a fighter, tough guy in Dundee. I say some folk hated him, some folk feared him, and some folk liked him. I personally thought he was a great guy. So it was like, all the years ago, we've always been friends for years and years and years. More anybody was saying about him, I've always been friends with him. Didn't care what anybody says, not do with me. As far as I'm concerned, he was always a good guy. And he's still a good guy. He always got a bad name for being quite sort of wild. So it was good fun.
Sometimes it comes in handy.
Yeah, that comes in very handy, yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Keep yourself fit. He actually comes down here and trains with me sometimes, and his brother John, sometimes, when he can be bored. So as I say, we've got a wee thing here today, so we're going to progress from George's boxing into his more, let's just say, disappear from the boxing to more. How did you become involved in these street fights?
Well, just, see when I was, when you go to first year, because I was buying in Victoria Street, well, I got put to St Michael's, and I was out cutting people. So in first year, you're 12, I think you're 12 years old or so.
Yes, yeah, I think so.
So the first week, I went over a path that you're not supposed to go on. So the headmaster pulled us in and gave us 6 of the belt. And then at playtime, I got bullied for 3 different guys for cutting. And because they had brothers and elders, I just actually I had about 50 fights when I got bullied. And then
How's it about with friends these days? Like Kevin and Dave, you know, they folk, was it all just on school kids at the time?
But there were curtain guys, and they say they had other brothers. So there was an name from Craig there, so anyway, I got bullied 3 times in first year, and I let him at base, because I just wasn't wanting to be a fighter.
Yeah.
So I went to him that day, and I had a big bag hanging in my facial nurses, against a bag of no one to fight. It just met, but then in third year, before I left it, I got my back.
Good.
3 of them.
That's smart.
I just bullied, I hate bullies.
And you started to come a fight yourself?
I hate bullies all.
So, oh, I hate bullies. Well, that's the hard way from them. So that's how you sort of go into boxing to fight because bullied again. A lot of folk get bullied actually and become fighters after it once they learn to fight. And you did become a fighter, I know that for a fact. It was really good for all the years meeting you for the dances and the Balak and Ballys or any places. I'm sure you get for a good laugh and have a good laugh in any places. But I say it's life and enjoy yourself. But when you say bullied, we know a few folk from Kirkton these days who are sort of about it for years there too. There's Kevin and Dave, you know, these people, we know these guys well. So when he was at school was picking you.
Well, it was pals of theirs,
Yeah, we'll be pals there anyway.
But see when you see the guys now, you wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe in every even you say, mind you, bullying me as hell, but no doubt about it on.
Probably been us back that far actually. So what did you do sort of, what progressed you into getting big time fights and progressing, what happened from there?
Seeing like in Dundee, well, 80 years ago, there was never, see there was loads of poles hanging about the pubs nowadays when you come out, so I think that stops all the fights. But years ago, if I was fighting in a club, it was mostly the bouncer was fighting me. And when you were fighting the bouncers, so no poles, there were never any poles about, and it was on the street, it took hours for the police to come.
Everyone heard it back in the days, everyone knew who you were. Every person knew you were back in the days. But see, back then, Dundee was a great place. There was just plenty of life going on in school. But remember, you can speak with slaves in a minute, so back to Slaves Clubhouse and Patty called Slaves House. We instantly, we can speak about it later on, but we used to go party the slaves. It's a bit of fun, the clubhouse there, have a good bit of fun with the slaves. I used to go party all the time. So Dundee was a great place. Great junkies, most of the junkies were around. Folk loved Dundee, it was a great laugh.
The discos and
it was brilliant on another side, just having cars, there's all junkies now, the wasted Dundee. Dundee's been wasted, but it'd be good to get back together and get rid of the junkies and have good nightclubs again, good bits of fun again. Because when we were there, it was just, there was a few fights and that in the street, I suppose, but it was good fun. It was all fun, and stab each other, put a ball in your face there like that. I don't think. Just out of curiosity, I know things progressed and became a really tough guy, but what happened when you get shot? Tell us when you get shot. Because it progressed that far from the slaves to getting shot,
Well, it was about 29, 30 and I was just sitting in the garden in the sun, and my young brother John had been fighting with a couple of bikers just down the road.
Is that the same slave guys?
We had never heard of the same slaves.
Well, that's how you guys
Then there was a big squad of them. And then I ended up going out and fighting with a couple of them, and then they caught us down at the door. They went past the Cutty Sark, and so we would have a couple over there, and we were half drunk. My young brother John had threw a brick and we get in the car because had a smash on it. So we drove past the Cutty, and we ended up going after them, and we got blocked in down at the docks, and I got caught in the car, me and Barney, we got caught in the car and everybody else jumped out, but there was 2 cars of them, so we got blocked in, and we didn't even have any weapons on them, but they had tools and they smashed out the cars at Wendy's, and I got stabbed in the back and the head, and my mate got stabbed, and then 6 weeks later, it was a really hot day today. I come back and I come in the Cutty, and this guy had been in the Cutty for about an hour. I got dealt, and he had a tammy on down the air and glasses on, and overall zipped right up, and it was pure hot in it, and everybody was wondering what it was. He had been waiting for me. I got to tell you, he'd been there for an hour, but so I'm just sitting, and he goes, Imagine pulling my gun out, can't be just thought it was because he was spewing up in the toilets and but he was only drinking coke. I should have thought I just didn't think. Next minute,
You really expected to shoot you?
it's when I pull my gun out and the wee flag comes out and happens like that. There were about 6 or 7 of us in the stable and they were asking, well, do this and do that. But when he come over and pulled his gun out and it got stuck there and I thought it was a joke, I thought they might tell it. And then next minute, when they fired it went in my neck, come in my back. Then the second he went in there and come the air boy, and I jumped up and rather than run for the front door, I run for the toilets. I think it was a swing for it or something. I run for the toilets, must be fear. And I looked around and I seen the revolver and I got 2 in the back and it fell on the deck and he went click click and he made bullets.
Oh.
So I was, and that's it. I paralysed my hand getting in my neck.
Yeah.
Because I broke my collarbone coming from my back.
That's bloody scary.
Well, it's yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's
He
short.
must have kind of revolver had 6. He must have practiced with 2 and he had only had 4 left. So when he went like, when he got 2 in the back, he went click, click. Oh, I was fucked. I couldn't have moved. And I'd
shot 4 times.
I'd come running back in and did a right job on him.
Yeah, did he go to jail for that?
You got 30 months or something.
30 months?
30 months to go draft for attempted murder, to serious assault.
30 months for shooting someone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because the media it was
Instigator.
it caused that on and he says he went up in the dock and said it stole his gyro. Can't remember what thing to say, it stole his gyro.
That's fantastic.
One thing I don't know if even if it still named his gyro.
No, it's short for stealing a gyro. I mean, stealing a gyro to the shoot is not very clever, is it? But I'll tell you what, I know a lot of Saint slave guys these days, they're really good guys, aren't they?
So I just found out a couple of weeks ago, this lassie was walking past and she seen a smashed car and her and this other boy, a Gary guy, they were walking along and these took the gyro. I just found out this couple months ago.
They stole the gyro.
The gyro did go missing
Yeah,
with the car, but it wasn't me.
I don't think it was shot for stealing a gyro. It must have been for the violence. Tom said it was for stealing a gyro. I mean, what's a gyro was back
I think it was initiation.
Initiation, yeah. You call
But it must have been
prospect.
prospect.
Yeah, because I remember years later we used to go to the slaves' clubhouse, and you were there. You got back into the place.
Well,
I remember as we were in the me and Steve and Andy and I used to go there, and I remember you in the place. You back in, sure of it.
Yeah, well, I felt well.
This was after he shot you.
After the shot his man and stabbed his man, every time I seen a bike, I even used to sort of fucking chase him on, even though they weren't even slaves. It must have been just paranoid. And then a year later, the ass phoned me up and I went to call a truce. And I go, Truce, I said, what's the problem? Like, he says, I and mates have had 2 back seats and phoned us and tells us we want to bother. He says, you're just a thorn in our side. So I says, well, me and my brother will pop up tonight. So going up, and me and my young brother John started going there. And they were alright.
Who's the guys that started, Paul, who was the foreigner? You were the foreigners, who was the guys with you that started speaking to you guys like?
Well, everybody had this mates for Foxy, for London. He come up from London and they pulled him in the hospital, beside the hospital, and they tell him if he gets it once any David, he was going to shoot him. And I freaked out and I individually phoned the slaves up because we weren't going to bother.
Bloody hell. I mean, the slaves are got right for them one time.
Yeah, but there was a right load of them. Somebody says to me, it was about a year later, somebody says, didn't go down the tune, George, the slaves are in the tune. I thought, it goes up to her Fraser's after the disco, and honestly, there was hundreds of them.
Yeah, they'd be
and then I come after the car and
brilliant. That's funny.
Rafi, Harrow and
well, a lot come up for you.
Liverpool and some square, man.
Yeah, so I got a bike from the slaves, he's Orlando. It was actually Rab when he was on the slaves. I got a bike from him, big cracking motorbike, which I crashed. So I knew them guys a lot, I really liked them back then.
Well, my son Alec, he was only 6-year-old when it's called the truce. So I went up to Rab's. during the day,
Yeah.
and Rob gave him son a wee automatic bike,
Yeah.
and since first automatic bike, a wee kind of just 50cc, but it was automatic. Since that, he ended up being a British champion
That's
and
fantastic.
Scottish champion,
That's brilliant.
and he's never been in bother.
Yeah. See, good comes a bad.
He's
That's
never
brilliant.
been in
Fantastic.
bother. He was in his car a couple of weeks ago, and he fell asleep in the car, so the police thought he'd been drinking, so they pulled him in the van anyway, and he says, asked his name and says, Alec Kerr, went, in relation to George Kerr, says, asked my dad, he says, well, when was the last time you were in Bile? He says, when I was 15. That's the last time it was only for driving day.
That seems brilliant.
And now he's a Scottish champion, he was
That's
a
fantastic. That's
Scottish
brilliant.
champion, British champion, and he's been to Spain and now he's a motorbike mechanic as well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
so that
Did a fair enough.
he did good.
He does the hockey these days.
Yeah.
So do hockey. He's a really good guy. I see he left the
Well,
States.
that was his first time he ever got a bike, was in Fair Ab.
I got a bike from him as well.
Yeah.
I crashed it.
So that was no bad, that turned out good for
That was
Ab.
brilliant. That's fantastic. Yeah. So good comes a bad. Well, there's exciting stories you got. I know a few stories I've got, but the Schumann was a good one to tell. Other ones you got, though, but other people I know about as well. Some big stories you got with.
Mind a boy called Willie, he was a head doorman at a Grove. Willie, and he was a bodybuilder, but he wasn't steroids years ago, this was about 40 years ago. It wasn't steroids, it was
Well built guy.
just
Possibly.
did the weights that
Yeah.
time.
No,
Willie,
yeah.
can't remember his second name, and he had a big massive chest. So I asked him, he went, no bother, can you use his intimidate you with his chest? You know, and he went, no bother, right, Penny, you get, and he just carried on. So he ends up reading a roll of boot with him. And I was 30-year-old, and I never kicked anybody in the puss before. And I was 30-year-old, and then the two were fighting, but it was on for about 10 minutes, 10 minutes of fighting, and then 40 by, and Alex Smith wasn't letting anybody out, and the doorman wasn't letting anybody
Involved in
get in, it was just in the 40 by. So, and we were fighting for about 10 minutes, and that's a long time fighting out.
It was, yeah.
And he was a strong cunt. So two were on the deck, and they just managed to get him, I was fucking hard. I just put him right in the bus. And that was the last time I've seen him. But again, he was respect, he was a
Tough guy.
cunt,
That was good for. I remember that was a good character. We used to come to the valleys all the time, Mark, and they used to speak to the valleys, yeah. Having raving up an arc of a misfortune, didn't he? It's all the times he's been away, isn't it?
that was, what was it? And he had a hernia or something, and some of Davy's lungs or something, I think he was overweight,
Oh,
and that's what did some of his hair, I think.
I was just in New York actually passed away. I didn't know he passed away from me well after. That's always memory.
Some says we should do loads of weight
It was a
on it.
good guy, used to like him. Me and him used to go to the valleys a lot. We were doing the raves, and used to come through and just run after the raves. I thought, oh my goodness, so you owned the place.
I remember he had the illegal in the barn, right?
That was brilliant. Me, Robbie and Steve Ryan, we had a legal rave out at what's the place called? Out towards Freakham. It was a bit in the bar.
It was a bar, and you tell me about that. And that Carl Causer, some good DJ was
They tried to pay again. They actually paid to play. It was so funny.
It was mental, wasn't it?
I'll tell you about this, folks. We this rave after. We used to come to Bally's for raves, and after Bally's we went out to just past Freakham. I can't remember his name. There was one of the friends at the house. And we decided we'd be raving this, we decorated the place up. It was a wee tiny bar, had about 30 people. We had 500 of it.
Oh, it
was brilliant fun. We used the house, and what we did was folk would come to this rave after the rave and Bally's, and it was magnificent fun. It was that good. The DJs were actually wanting to play for nothing. I said, some DJs were getting £500 an hour, but actually playing the place for nothing. We just had a laugh. It was just the biggest laugh ever. So with parachutes from the roof. It was a tiny wee place. It was just a wee tiny mill.
Oh, it was a lot of people there,
Boysick Mill, that's what it's called, Boysick Mill. And we just wee place there, and folk used to come and party. It was like, "Oh, come and enjoy yourselves, no pay us to get in play." The police as usual stopped us, so that was stopped. That was great fun. That
Yeah,
was
it was on a night, was it?
Yeah, on a night in the boys' house, outside his house, wee tiny mill, wee river with party, sit in the grass, party, back out, sit in the grass, party and back out, sit in the grass, and it was magnificent.
Was it legal?
It was definitely illegal.
Illegal, eh?
Oh yeah, we was not legal, but it was we just decided to do it. So it was private land, so we weren't really doing, we didn't realise it was anything illegal because it was a private land, we was doing that, and folk did it for nothing, folk enjoyed themselves. So how illegal that it was, but the police, no, it wasn't illegal, it was just illegal to wee bit, but the police came and stopped us doing anything. It was just good for, that was good for that time too.
It was really good. I couldn't believe it. I way up, on the way up to the bar or whatever, there was a couple of different bars, was it? But there was people standing in the middle of the country with glow sticks and pointing you about where you're going. It was crazy.
That was brilliant for me, that was the best ever.
The DJ was a well-known guy, what was his name?
There was loads of DJs played for fun. They just played for fun. Some girl DJ came down from Aberdeen, well, they wanted to play for nothing. Everybody wanted to play for nothing, because we're just having a laugh anyway.
I was fucking mobbed.
The best DJs in fucking around this area were not playing for nothing, playing this because it was a tiny wee mill, everyone was having fun. It was brilliant fun, you know.
And there was no bother or no, it was good with it.
Nah, I was not very bothered.
Yeah, it was good.
But you're the ones caused the bother, you're the ones caused the bother years ago.
We just...
That was brilliant fun. I remember one time you came to Bally's actually, and you run your car door, to drive at Bally's. That was the door, you smashed the doors down.
It was after the rave, and it was on at 3 o'clock in the morning, was it?
No, I remember all that. I remember I was speaking down the Westport one day, because I was banned from Bally's back then. And you, as people wait, you used to go to Bally's anyway, and you went to Bally's and run your cup of the ramp and smashed the rest of the bits.
We ends up fighting, Ed comes out and ends up fighting some guy, and then the bouncers come running out, and that Taz and John, I mean them,
yeah,
we went like that, we went about respect. It wasn't me, it was my brother John. He was there in the car.
Oh, he was there in the car.
And John says, he said, we went about respect, so John just drove up the ramp, and they had to jump over because there was not enough space for the car to go up.
Brilliant.
And he pushed the doors, and then the doors went right in, and then we were on the run for 6 weeks.
Did you get banned for that?
No, I think John did. He got done for about 6 dead murders. And I got dropped to see his assault. Got him under full lead doing.
Brilliant fun, eh? They were great days back then, they were absolutely magnificent days.
It was good laugh.
It was a good laugh, I saying.
So they had the roadblock one way, coming back, there was roadblocks. So when we went, Sister used to bike in Kirton and our road. So we went there and got a wee chip.
Yeah, we stayed along the road from Kirton, just along towards, I can't remember the
And
place.
she just opened the chip right Kirton or something.
This is Kirton, yeah.
Is it?
This is Kirton now. But the place your sister stayed was further along, head out towards the farms at, I can't remember the name of the place. And she stayed in the house just off the house. I remember going there one day.
So we come back in the chippy van, a wee mini metal. We come back in the chippy van, we were stopping at the VMs.
I remember going on there one day. We went along there one day to where she usually still stays.
No, it's bad.
Where she used to stay, it was like along, not far from here actually, it was along towards, head towards Colston actually from here, but the back was Colston, and you turn right just off the road along here. It's not quite Kirton, this is Kirton here. Not Kirton isn't Dundee, but Kirton isn't it? Yeah, it was some ball, it was good fun. So well, how other things been doing? Other crazy, I know you do lots of crazy things, I know, but you got involved with daft things, eh?
Well, I ended up finding, see the bodybuilders, they used to walk in and they were just they were sort of bullied a lot because years ago the bouncers were just sort of summoned. And I had a wee chip on my shoulder, just didn't like them.
Yeah, we used lots of chips on your shoulder.
And I ended up going up I was buying in Lynn's Road, and I walked up, it was dark, and I walked up to go in on the door, it was wee landings. The next minute I got out and he had a hammer and stabbed in the lung at White McKinsey.
Oh, I remember that, yes.
But I just seen stars in it, and the next minute I thought it was a punch, but he had stabbed in the lung, and then we got just rolling the boot, and he went, oh, George went too far. But didn't kind of been stabbed, so we went to a Perry with him, and 2 hours later he's collapsed in Perry. Because
Stabbed you,
I'd stabbed in the lung, didn't I ken?
Was it because you were Stephen's girlfriend or so?
That's something to do with
Aye,
that.
absolutely, yeah. I believe you were his girlfriend. It was the stab you out of innocence, did you?
Blame what?
Yeah, but it was the stab you out of innocence. He stabbed you because you'd been with his girlfriend.
That's what he said.
I remember that, something like that. He stabbed the chip shop or something. Was a chip shop. I remember he stabbed you. I remember that years ago. God, something.
I was Lynch Road, playing at Lynch Road.
But then you got involved with it.
See me after I had been stabbed, in front of what it was, the two got up and went up and hisses. She said, "Well, I want to go up there." So I got his t-shirt off, just wiped my head, but I didn't ken I'd been stabbed
Hold your
because
belly.
it was internal bleeding. And but my ribs were getting seared, and I was like, I kept on seeing me at the party 2 years later, and I was feeling, my ribs were getting tighter and tighter. "How's your ribs?" I said, "Alright, what did you give an answer for?" She said, "No, because
Plunged you there.
he must be wondering how I was kind of feeling anything." But I was starting to get tighter and tighter, and then the next minute I woke up in the hospital.
Oh, because
And he stabbed, and he was sitting at my bedside. He said he must have fell in the ball.
Oh, he must be panicking
I
after
was
that. Your son
mental.
for years and years and years and years. He was okay one time.
He's got some body on him, but he was a bully.
And me and him, we worked down in Livingston, me, him and Andy. Andy's running a show, Andy's running a set as well, Andy Retty. We worked down in Livingston for a wee while down there. And it was good fun down there, but he got a smart face down there.
And mind you had the horse troll, and I was on the door through and five someplace. Mind that Kelby had the horse.
Oh, that was the blooming well. It was Corby Wood.
Is that what
It was trotting, yeah, guys used to come across some animal things. It was the sulkies.
There's a few over there.
Trotting, yeah. It was me, Andy and Steve, we were always and it was, they went in hall, I think it was Mike Ogilvie. It was Martin's brother, I think, what was
That's right.
he worked through, that was a sulky race, that was a trotting through that was good for him. Kerr works through, yeah, because Ricky he was someone, Ricky, it's a shame he went away crazy.
He was good,
He was into that kind of thing. He knew everybody, he got me involved in a few things back then too. Him and Derek, remember Derek? He got me involved with loads of stuff, he was a good guy.
But I won, the smell of that, it's bought the clogs. It's most of my mates that did. I didn't enjoy my
Yeah, keep fit. Keeps you at bay.
Yeah,
Things, obviously, you've had some life, but you also got involved with some big time people elsewhere doing other things and all that.
the insecurity.
It was insecurity. Remember, you were hijacking, you were making the people you up at making you make them pay money to make sure you wouldn't damage your sites.
What it was, it started with, I was on the line for someone, and I comes out and I was seeing a building site in McCree, and I didn't even care on the security on building sites were on. And then the site agent asked any of my neighbours, because the windows were getting smashed every night, they had the bearings, kind of double glazed windows, and had 3 guards on for Glasgow. So the site agent says to me, could you make sure my windows didn't get smashed? And I'll give you £100 a week for nothing. I goes, how could your guards not there? He says, it's just Ben says, but the guards, I don't want to mess with them because it's heavy more. So I was like, and he says, Paul Ferris, he mentioned Paul Ferris. And I'm sure I phoned you.
No, I phoned you and tell you they'll come through Glasgow.
I phoned a few people for you, and Mr. Abdi says that back seat, just leave it.
Yeah, that's it. Remember I met you through telescopes and I phoned up, was come through and see me, because Leslie had phoned me from
That's it,
Leslie phoned me from Glasgow, and it said to me, who I was interested, who was security company, they were not pleased at you for holding them to ransom, so they were coming through, they were going to shoot you, they caught you.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't care, I'm not interested. So anyway, you weren't interested with scared of them, so you went back to Dundee, you met them in Dundee, you were working with them, you were working for them, that was so you got...
Well, the site agent says, I'll give you £100 a week, he says, but didn't tell anybody, didn't tell the guards, and I says, no. So a couple of weeks went on, I was getting he was handing £100 in moves, and then next minute my son, he just got up, he was on fair 6-year-old automatic motorbike, he got for that Broom, he was on site with it, and the guards are shot, these guys are coming around and he fell in a hole, so I come him and tell me, so I goes up and end up finding a couple of the guys, knocks two of them out, and they ain't fucked off, so we were going to have him up. So the next day I got a phone call, somebody said, getting on Paul Ferris.
Oh no, this way, it's all finished, I'm not doing guys, we're going to have you soon. I told him we're going to come to get him, I said well, he doesn't anymore, what he does these days, doing security or not, used to be primary security, if I remember.
Well, that Leslie, she was fair, bro.
Yeah, that was a great girl, yeah.
That was a bit of a
nice person, yeah, she was a nice person. I think the road company was anyway.
It was her, she come to met me about 6 weeks later and says, we can go, her and this Harry guy, says, we'll go to war or we can make money.
Yeah.
We was going to make money.
Yeah,
it's right, okay.
Past anyway, it's all gone now. It's different things in life these days, it's more enjoyable to do that kind of thing. I mean, you enjoy your life's the main thing, isn't it? You train down here occasionally, you come down here with John, you train occasionally. Very occasionally, you still come down and train. I've actually a few people from MD asking me, have you trained down here? I thought, yeah, he trains with me. And I said, give him your phone, but some other guy trained here, but I thought, you trained here twice or 3 times. I do care about
see, a lot of people like say they've been training, you know.
No, they're not. No, only folk. You can tell it to me, we pull people's eyes out in the fight, that kind of thing. So, let's say, we'll find a brilliant laugh.
Even my wife, you train with my wife, and I can usually, a guy would be jealous, and never have a jealous man, but I can you're a gentleman. I can you're a gentleman, George.
100%. That's the point of the world.
And she liked it as well.
Love
she
life.
always says you're a gentleman as well.
Have fun, love life, have great fun. There's nothing you do but enjoy life and have fun. We've had a bit of fun. Well, I still have a bit of fun enjoying myself these days, but you've had a brilliant life. You wrote a book as well, didn't you?
No.
Stop.
This guy who's for the paper, he's got
cutouts, cutouts.
He's going to get some of your dates. We've got the cuttings and this guy was going to be doing it. I think it happened to him. But it'd be an interesting book.
I've done a book. I did a book.
You've done a few books, haven't you?
Yeah, I did little big man that raises a fortune for charity. I don't get money for it. To me, it's a bit of fun. Don't take a penny for anything. You raise money for charity, give it all to charity. You don't try to make money for yourself. Because I always tell you, for wee kiddies who are not well, not got long to live. So it's nice. We've had that bigger life, that good full life. Life's been brilliant. So there's no point of steal money for yourself. Give every penny you make to the wee kiddies, you know. It's brilliant fun. So my life's great to say. It's just brilliant, George. I'm great to speak to. I've been the first person I've had. I need to be the first person I spoke to. So it's like, it's great fun. It's just like being friends for years and years and years. Years and years and years and years. We'll not say old war, but we're not spring chickens anymore. We're not spring chickens anymore, so it's been good fun. Let's say, it's been my first ever podcast. I've had great fun with George. It's just passing some times. I believe in me this guy could fight. So, I was getting a bit quieter these days, and he's quite easy too. But, the only thing, I'm never going to a car with him. I've been in a car once, never again. He's fucking atrocious at driving.
Yeah?
You know, atrocious. I don't believe he's 100 mile an hour. I think it's minimal 100 mile an hour.
How's this?
How's the car you do it? And D once come back and go, you're fucking mental, it's a driver.
Was your foot on the brake at that time?
It was in the boot. I was taking a boot behind it. I was like some driver. I don't know like these days, but back then I was up mid-court and Jesus went up mid sometime. And I was like at the back here flipping mill. It was a Jag you had. I thought, oh my goodness, going a wee tiny 3-wheeler so to get there safe. It was a wee laugh, you know. As I say, you have to calm down now. You're getting old. Things are just passing by. But I say, if you enjoy your life, enjoy your life. It's been great fun speaking to George, and we'll see what happens. We'll put this up.
You're still doing the training?
Every single day, 7 days a week. I've had a wee rest off today, but I train every day. I teach martial arts every single day. I teach boxing every day, kickboxing every day. I walk on weekend. I just love training.
You're a fit guy, George.
Getting old. I keep fit. Getting old. Got to keep fit.
Do you think? Well, in Dundee, there's a lot in the ring that becomes because can you get another thing?
Silly, yeah. You keep yourself fit. You never go old. I'd pull someone's eyes out as quick as I could. I don't care. I've got a video on YouTube, my video's on YouTube, I'm going to comment, the DVD was on YouTube, take it home with you. I did a DVD about street fight, real street, I don't mean Mickey Mouse street fight, self-defence, I mean the real McCoy, doing vicious things to people, but it's to save yourself, for girls and everything else. It's on DVD, and it's every penny from that goes to charity too. And I did a DVD with Colin, who's filming this just now, we did a DVD on Claude Moore, trying to save Claude Moore for the greedy investors that try to put building sites stuff up there, so we did a DVD on that as well. So I did a couple of DVDs, a couple of books, I just love life, you know. I'm doing a new book just now, about eating, how to eat properly, food doesn't cause cancer, how to exercise in the house. It's a book I'm doing just now, it's got about 60 different exercises in the book.
So why does that write now? How do
Me,
you...
right for myself, yeah. Every single bit of
It
it.
must be close yours.
No, I'm not that clever. It's just like a book, you've got to raise my hand to this one. I had pictures, photographs, exercises to the actual book. So I did this on myself again, but I've got the actual book. It's got everything to do with eating, what's good, what's bad. It's told you guys, eating, what you eat these days can cause cancer. There's that much cancer around, and what you eat is unbelievable. So it's all about food is good, food is bad, is all in this book I'm writing just now. And the exercises in the house.
It's many books that you've read then.
I've got 3.
Yeah,
I've got a horse riding, I had a horse riding book too. A horse riding book. I was a jockey I was a show jumper for years. So I had a horse for 20 odd years. And I did show jumping, so I had a book on show jumping. I've sold all that, so I've sold not a couple left myself, I've sold them all. It's got me and my horse, and then I had the books I wrote on street fighting, book and other things also. It's like, I just love life, Joe, it's great fun. I said, I'll never stop enjoying it for a day, kick a bucket. And as I say, you guys can through to have a good laugh, but although it's better John to be through, John's name's come back through, you never turned up. Did you, John? Anyway, we'll just give it a break from there. I say, if you're interested in doing it, and just have a good laugh and enjoy life, okay folks? Thank you very much for watching. George, thanks for coming down. Brilliant fun speaking to you again. Absolutely.
Cheers.
Right guys, thank you.